Worship, before I respond to my colleagues in a respectful manner, I just want to note that in this council meeting alone, my motion, which is duly in order and something I'm entitled to introduce as an elected official, has been referred to as slapdash. It has now just been referred to as crazy. And earlier, Councillor Campbell has retracted her statement and referred to it as misleading. Your Worship, I wish to ask you if you are going to have debate in this chamber and apply rules to everyone, that the rules get applied to everyone, including the two members of council opposition. And to be having this type of language utilized here without that being called by the chair is, in my opinion, not appropriate. So I will just note, I will not challenge it at this stage nor ask for a retraction, but I'm hoping that in the future, when language being used, and like I've said, I've heard my motions being referred to as knee-jerk and slapdash and crazy, and yet that's all fine, that's all permitted. But if Councillor Minhas and I stray ever so slightly into something that's offensive or considered offensive, we're called on it. And I'm going to just note that for future, because I think it's very important. But I'll get back to the comments that my colleagues made. And I must say, I am absolutely surprised. I did not know the budget was over. I didn't realize I couldn't put any motions forward anymore. I couldn't put forward any ideas. I looked at the staff report and it says, Your Worship, it says...
Sorry, there's a point of order.
We just had a statement literally 30 seconds ago asking to not attribute things like motives to councillors, right? Or motives to people's positions. And then 30 seconds later, we're having it, right?
I would ask everyone to take a deep breath, talk about your own points, not talk about points made by others, and try to bring back a bit to respect to the discussion we're having. I'd ask everyone to just take a deep breath and get back to the point of the discussion that we're having, which is the amendment. Thank you. Councillor Fontaine.
Thank you, Your Worship. And I was not speaking to people's motives, and being referred to as knee-jerk, slapdash, and crazy is not speaking to people's motives. That's just commenting on the individual. But I did not realize the budget was over. I thought this budget was still open for discussion. I've been here 4 months. I've been in a ton of onboarding briefings. Yes, I have been listening. I've been attending briefings on BridgeNet. I've been attending briefings on the Royal City Moniker. I've been attending more briefings than I can imagine. And this is my opportunity as an elected official to make a recommendation on some way to limit our costs in this city, something for which I have been pleaded in this chamber. I have been told, please bring forward some ideas for which we can keep our costs down. Now I'm doing it. Councillor Minhas and I are doing it. And what's happening? We're being told that we're knee-jerk, we're slapdash, and we're crazy for bringing forward some ideas about how to contain expenditures in our city. So we were asked to bring things forward. We are doing that. This budget is not over. And I look at what the proposal and what the amendment says, and I think it's unfair to characterize that this has never come to this floor before. Because I look at the establishment of a $1 budget for the city's rebranding process. We talked about rebranding here. We tried to stop it. So what are we doing tonight? Councillor Minhas and I are saying, put $1 in the budget for Royal City rebranding. That's fair game. We've talked about this stuff before. This is not new. We have talked about, and I have communicated my concern about $15,321,089 being spent on smart meters. This is not new. We've talked about district energy project. As you said, Your Worship, we spoke about the Queen's Park Farm. So to characterize this as last minute and to say that we have not brought forward these concerns in the past is a mischaracterization of Councillor Minhas and I this evening with this motion. These are all items that we have brought forward, and we are elected officials, and we are entitled to bring them until that final bylaw is in the books and this budget is done. We're entitled, Your Worship, to bring motions forward, nor should we be attacked because we're bringing these things forward. So I'm encouraging council to read the motion very carefully. It doesn't say anything other than staff to come back with their 6.4%, and to quantify what would happen if we were to implement these measures. What impact would that have on our tax bill? That's what this motion says. It does not say anything more than that. And I don't know why councillors would not support that. To me, it's a pretty straightforward amendment, and I'm encouraging everyone to support it. Thank you, Your Worship.
Seeing no other speakers, all in favor? All opposed? It is defeated with councillors Henderson, Nakagawa, Campbell, McAvoy, and Mayor Johnstone opposed. On the table, we still have a recommendation. No, we don't. It's not. Is the recommendation has been moved and seconded, has it not?